Hey, Tom here, Flip Anything USA. So, I've been having trouble sleeping here lately, and anyways, no big deal. Anyways, I thought, what the hell, go live here a little bit. Those of you who just got here, normally I'm all business, all real estate. Like to make fun of some of the fake gurus here and there, and also kind of take in and comment on others that are actually serious and legit investors as well. But I thought, I'd just share a couple things. There's some really interesting stuff. I've always liked technology. I've always kind of had, I had a cell phone when they were the size of a suitcase, back in the 80s. I have actually something I just found that's about 40 years old. It was an auto dialer, which is really kind of interesting. I'll show you this. Let me hang on one second. Let me grab this. Let me know you guys can hear me okay. But I'm going to grab some. You'll get a kick out of this. Get these on. Oh, by the way, anybody can call in. I'll put this up here right now. Also, I'm not even pushing the mentorship this Saturday, but might as well throw it up there. There's a phone number if anybody does want to call in, talk about anything. But what I was going to talk about right now is I was going to show you a couple toys that I have. I just ordered something that is pretty interesting. I'll get to that in a bit here, Davis. But I was just saying a little bit ago that I love technology. This is actually called a Mammotion. It's called a Luba. It's basically like a Roomba for the yard. I actually bought one of these about 6 months ago, and it is successfully, I live on a pretty big property, and it's mowing about an acre of it perfectly. It just like you see in this picture here. This isn't my property, by the way, but I've got a big yard, much bigger than this, but and trees and everything else. It really is a cool thing. So I thought we could talk and look at this a little bit. And other things, I'm going to show you this. This is pretty interesting. I just ordered one of these today. This is called a Parkit 360, and I'll probably do some sort of review on it once I get it. But and this is just random. This guy's doing an out-of-box thing, but what I want to show you, this is, you guys know that I have a food park, right? A food trailer park. Well, when you have a food trailer park, the trailer's got to get parked in, like one behind the other. And so it's very difficult for a truck to park things as close together as you'd like. So for me, like I say, I got the biggest food park maybe in the state, I don't even know. But it's big. And so I bought one of these devices, and see that there? Kind of like what they use for an airplane. They'll, for parking an airplane. Actually, a friend of mine, his dad actually made specifically things like this that would park airplanes. But what this is, and this is a fairly small trailer. That probably doesn't weigh near what a food trailer is. But just take a look. It's just basically power.
My main reason for buying this is so I can pull the camper up the driveway and have my door.
He's actually fighting, but see how you can turn it?
A lot of people kind of like that idea. It would make it harder for people to steal your camper or your trailer.
Anyways, but basically, people get them parked in about as close as they can. And so I ordered this device here. It's called, I got kind of a heavy-duty one. I'll just show you real quick. Yeah, this is the one I think I bought. Yeah, right about here. Pretty, something like that, right there. And so what this does is it lets you get the ball up under the hitch, under the receiver, and then you can lock this down, and then basically it's a power drive. It pulls or pushes, and so you can kind of get things into really tight spots, which is really important in the food park because you can't do it with a truck. I have a backhoe and a bobcat that I'd use to kind of manipulate things, but But anyways, so, it's just, it's kind of nice having the tools. And you can see how these things go in here. And this guy here, real quick, I'll just show you this skin. You can see how he's parking that in. He's kind of parallel parking that, right? But imagine if he had to, if there was a car like where he's standing, he wouldn't be able to get it in there. But you can with this device. It just really, really, really is cool. The other thing, pause him. And then I'm going to get to your question in a sec, Davis. And you can also call in, by the way, buddy, if you want. Actually, there's a phone number. If you want to call in, we can talk about that. Davis fam, if you're in the USA. So look, this is another device. The one I bought is actually bigger than this.
But lawnmower is sort of a...
But this thing here, this thing is mowing my yard. That's exactly what it looks like underneath. Mine's a 4-wheel drive model, a little bit beefier than this one. It's the biggest one they make, actually. And the one I got has been mowing my yard beautifully. There's some exception to the edges, and, I actually have a big property where not only do this does an acre of it, but there's more than another acre and a half that gets, I have landscapers take care of that stuff, and then I have them come over and edge here as well. But it is a cool device. This thing works off of GPS. I should probably be one of these guys that gets money for sharing this stuff, but it's extra accurate with this little beacon. You see that there? That's basically how it works, and it basically runs on GPS. You walk around the perimeter of your yard with a little controller, and it maps while you're walking, and then it mows everything in between, and it works amazingly well. You can see here, you can see where this guy mapped his yard. That's what he does. And then that's what it does. It crawls the yard, zigzags. It'll give you different patterns if you want. And see, I have a private estate, right? I'm all gated in. So my mower is running sometimes 1, 2, and 3 o'clock in the morning. And I know because I came in one night and I go, damn, I could have run over it. I realized I could have ran over the damn thing. But so, because they will get stolen. So you got to be careful. You have that out in the yard. It's depending on the size, it's a $2,000 to $3,000, device. You map your yards, which my yard's kind of similar to this, just a little larger. And mine does 3 different areas, and it'll do 5 or 6, and it just drives that area and it mows. Oh, we got somebody calling in here. Hey, caller, I'm here. Hang in there just a sec. Who's calling?
Oh, sure. Oh, my name is Davis.
Oh, hey, Davis. Okay, I saw you. Well, give me a minute here. I'm just going to run through the rest of this. And then,
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
Yeah. And so Davis just called in. We're going to address his real estate question. And, in fact, I should play. Actually, I recorded a guy today with his permission. I thought it was, a lot of people don't realize, I do interview a lot of people to get into my mentorship, turn a lot of them down. And this guy, I'm not saying so, but you'd kind of see the criteria, and you'd kind of see how I talk to people, which I think is important. People are encouraged to borrow money from their mother, borrow it from whoever they can to get in these stupid courses that are out there. And I tell people, listen, if you don't have enough money to be in my class, and it's not about being in my class, they can afford to pay for the class, but they just should have more money than that, in my opinion, at certain ages. And I say, you got to get some discipline, and then we'll talk again. But anyhow, back to this Luba here. It has mowed my yard beautifully. It is like a little tractor. It's really unbelievable. I wouldn't let this thing mow outside. I don't have a curb set up. I have kind of a private estate, and so stuff like this could happen, and you get the mower stolen too. But anyway, so let's get to real estate here. We got a call from Davis. So Davis, I see your question here. What is the best way to evaluate a commercial real estate? How to find cap rate and net income? That's all math. That's the best part. Everything you just asked about is math, and math is easy, right? It's absolute. It's logical. It's just simple to follow. So what exactly perplexes you on this stuff?
Oh, so basically, I just saw a laundromat. It's a rundown laundromat, and I found it, and I talked to the owner. And the owner wants to sell it, and then now I need to price the property. So give him the price.
Okay, well, I've owned several laundromats because I've owned apartment buildings, and the apartment buildings have laundromats within them. So I probably know quite a bit about this. So on a laundromats, what you have to understand is, you could be in an area where water's very expensive. I'm actually in a place where, I have $1,000 a month water bills. Ridiculous. And I mean, I use a fair amount of water, but, 1,000 for water, I don't believe it. But anyways, so water is a huge expense, can be a huge expense for a laundromat like you're describing. In fact, I'll show you guys something funny on this note, okay, because this is a laundromat story. I'm going to show you a property that I own, and I'm going to show you this real quick. Yeah, check this out. If you're watching this, Davis, take a look at this. So it's funny, it's on this page too. So look, I own this this is a commercial strip center right here. I'll show it to you. Get down here on the ground, look at it. So this is like a 22,000 or 23,000 square foot commercial strip center. Well, when I bought this thing years ago, I went, had to get the water in my name. So they said, "What's the water meter?" I ran up, and there's a meter in front here, and here's the meter. And I go, okay, great. We close escrow, and the water's, on, and everybody's happy. And about 6 months later, I get a notice say, "Hey, they're turning the utilities off. They turn the water off." And I go, "What?" And they say, "I hadn't paid the bill." Look, so no, the bill's paid. Well, it turns out that the water meter that was exactly in front of my building, that you see right here, okay, it was specific to this laundromat you see off in the distance here. So I ended up taking over that guy's meter, paying his meter for like a year and a half. Got my water turned on at that time. I still didn't pick it up, still didn't quite realize, but it'd been about 18 months. And then I figured out, because I needed to turn the water off, and I'm turning the water off, and the water's not going off in the building. And I was paying for 2 water meters, okay, which is not unusual. I've had properties at 4, but I was actually paying the laundromat, and the laundromat didn't say anything for 18 months. And so I got on the city. They came out, looked at it. I don't know what they did with him, but they ended up having to cut a check back to me for $35,000. But that gives you an idea, how expensive water is, right? That's basically $2,000 a month.
Yeah. So that's right. Oh, sorry for cutting you off. But then for like residential property, right? Usually, what you do, you comp around the area. But then, like, this is my first time buying a commercial property, and then you usually, what I heard is like you do the NOI and you buy by the cap rate. But the problem is like, how do you find out the NOI? Do you like call the local and then ask them about the NOI?
No, it's just. It's simple. I mean, are you trying to evaluate the property or the business? You got 2 things going here. You need to be straight on.
Right now the business is really run down. I can tell you the address as well.
All right, let's go. Let's go take a look at it. Just remember, on YouTube, you get a chance of somebody horning in on your deal.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Do you already have it under contract?
No, not yet. So, but right now, like,
you're probably not going to buy it, or you don't care.
Yeah, that's why I worry too.
I'm just telling you. I'm glad to punch it in and look at it, but you're going to tell. 16 people right now.
Yeah, I think you're safe. I give it to you anyway, but it's just a learning lesson.
What's the address? Let's look at it.
It's 4007 Sheridan Drive, Buffalo, New York, 14226.
Give me that address again. The number slowly.
4007.
40.
I put it in the chat at once.
No, I got it. 4007. What else?
Sheridan Drive.
Sheldon.
No, Sheridan.
Okay, let's start over. F like Frank.
Oh no, S as in Sam, H as in Henry, and E as in elephant, R as in ring, I as in ink, D as in David, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy.
Oh, that's what I punched in. It's in Amherst or where?
Oh, in Amherst. You say Harlem Coin. Wait, let me.
Okay, so I got one in Amherst, New York.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, I see
Sorry.
David, Crazy Cat. I'm calling the owner now. Yeah, you may not. Let's take a look at it first. Yeah, so listen, Ned, laundry business isn't that bad, obviously. I mean, I've owned some. But so, and I can tell you right now, quarters weigh $22.50 a pound. That's how, when you collect your money, by the way, that's what you do. When you empty out the machines, is, you weigh them. And whatever, if you got every pound is $22.50, right? So every, whatever, 4 1/4 pounds is $100. And so a lot of people with the laundromats, let's talk about the laundry business just for a second, and then we'll take a look and we'll kind of evaluate this property. I already see some concerns. This big building, this big place right here?
Actually, I give you a wrong address. This is the actually correct address.
Oh, no, I see why. It was Buffalo Drive.
Yeah.
Let me come.
You want me to give it to you? Or you can give it, you can,
I see the
I
address.
can give it to you.
Yeah, hang on. I got it.
3766 Harlem Road.
Oh,
Buffalo, New York.
now you're really changing it. Okay, hang on. 3766
Harlem Road.
Harlem Road. And you understand, somebody might
Yeah.
see this that's watching, right? Okay.
Yeah, I understand, but
Okay.
well, it's just a learning lesson. I care more about learning than
Sure.
getting
Yeah.
a deal.
Go ahead. What's the rest of the address? Harlem Road.
3766 Harlem Road.
3766 Harlem Road. Okay. In where?
Yeah, Chickawaga, New York. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay. So if you just came in here, Davis here is going to have me take a look at the laundry mat business / building, perhaps commercial business opportunity. We'll see. And I'll explain some of the things that I know about this stuff. So this is the building, I guess, here, right?
Yeah,
No,
the Chickawaga.
the little one.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
little one. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
well, it's already got a few problems, and I'll tell you what it is. Number one is parking.
yeah. The roof is bad. Everything's bad.
Yeah. Let's look at this neighborhood. Yeah. So I'll just tell you, you got a fairly high density just because, the houses are built one after another next to each other. And people do like using laundromats, even if they live in a house. If you got kids, I've got 4 grown now. I had like double washers and double dryers because it just takes too long to do laundry. And my wife's stay-at-home mom all that time. And the thing is when you have a laundromat, you need a high density of people. So as far as the business goes, there's nothing special here. It's probably why the business failed. Doesn't make any money. He's in the wrong neighborhood. He should be in the middle of like apartment buildings. He may do okay, even with these houses still, and I'll tell you why. Like I say, people can't put 3 washers and 3 dryers in their house. So you go to a laundromat and you can fill 5 washers and 5 dryers at the same time. You can get your laundry done much quicker. It's actually a pretty good solution. And because I own laundromats, that's why I know that. But that is for people, right? And but so as far as the laundromat goes, nothing special here. But let's look at the real estate itself. It looks pretty shitty. It looks like they added the front on. This is pretty weird. So take a look at this. It's got looks like a flat roof. He's got a flat roof building in the back, just a cheap, just like the building next to it, just cheap flat roof,
Yeah, I think it's like misused.
Yeah, but it looks like they added on to it with this front to make it a little bigger and, whatever. It's definitely a dump. But how many square feet is this?
I think like 2,800. 2,800.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and so let's look at the businesses next to you. Listen, when you're looking at a business is just like, think about where you're going to move into for your home. You got to look at the stuff, maybe the crap that's around you. Okay, this is normal. He's got a vape shop. That's okay. Got a printer. That's good. Nail shop. All the normal stuff you have. Is there, what you need? You might do is put a tattoo shop there. It's kind of big, though. How much money are we talking for this place?
How much money? I mean, not. They only sell the laundromat. They didn't sell the whole plaza.
Oh, they don't want to sell you the dirt, the building?
Oh yeah, they sell me the building. Yes, they sell me the building, but.
And the laundromat, yeah. I mean, listen, I've had companies that bought that building and the business, and I closed the business. Say again?
Yeah, but the business, you have to completely gut it out and put on new machines.
Yeah, no, listen, I don't think this is a viable business, and I can already tell you right now, folks, listen, laundromats get broken into when you go to pull the money out of your machines, you bring a pistol with you and maybe somebody else to help watch, depending on the neighborhood it's in.
Yeah.
So it's important,
Yeah.
But the building, let's just talk about the building.
I just want the building. To be honest,
Yeah, the building is
to be honest, I just want the building.
That's what I want to own. I want to own the four walls. I don't want to own the business. Yeah, you're right. 2,900. So you got roughly 3,000 square feet there. The parking is shit. The parking is terrible. You got no access to the back except maybe from the side here or your neighbors. Let's see what you got next to you. You always got to look at the street. You know what I mean? It reflects kind of everything. And this really, it looks like an old place. This is old, like 60s, 70s.
Yeah, and the visibility is not that good either.
Yeah, the street is not much of a street. It's only, 3 lanes counting the center divider,
yeah, you
2
pass
lanes.
By it,
but it's okay. It's okay. It could have a purpose still. So you got a gas station. I mean, there's reasons to be on the street. What else you got? Is that a car parts place? You got a Dairy Queen across the street from you. Yeah, I mean it's not bad, and there's actually some good things. Is that your building is the ugliest one on the street? You know what I mean? So you may get a good deal on that thing. You know what I mean? It does. It looks like hell, and it is.
Yeah, but
it is pretty junky for
how
sure.
do you? Yeah.
Well, no, so here, how are we going to evaluate this, right? Okay, and this is part of what I charge people for. But, hey, by the way, if you just got here, folks, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm going to push a button, and I'll be back in 20 seconds. You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, flipanythingusa.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face-to-face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years. All right. So, look, also I have a seminar or a webinar. You go to flipanythingusa.com/webinar or just hit flipanythingusa.com/apply, and you can get into the webinar this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central, and I'll show you how I made my first million in my 20s and tens of millions since. You'll get a lot of education for nothing, just in that 40 minutes that I talked to you. But let's get back to Davis here. A couple questions came in here. Let me run through these real quick, Davis, and we'll get back to your question. Michael wrote, flat roof through on some silicone. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Michael. They've got other products. You can just go over the top of it. That actually would be a pretty easy one. Just I can't even think of the product we call it, but basically it's like a big sheet of PVC plastic. Ned talks, finally got my house under contract, sale, thank you. Thank God. This insurance in New Orleans is a problem. Yeah, I don't feel like I've been killed as much, although I got to say, I got $2,800 on a house that should have been like 1,200. I said, raise the, in fact, I can tell you right now, everybody's got bitches about their insurance. Go to your agent and say, what's the maximum, if you can deal with the maximum deductible, push that up to the max. Because I make very, very few claims, and I own a couple 100,000 square feet of rentals. Very, very few claims. So Ned got his house under contract. Yeah, the insurance side. Joshua Klein, good to see you in here, buddy. Oh, okay. Oh, Crazy Cat and the foot massage, huh? Okay. Hey, Tom, have you ever bought land and added value by connecting utilities, cleaning it up, installing a driveway? Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff like that, actually, and we can talk about that too. Maui Kid, is there a way to get property taxes down in Texas? Yes, there is. I do it all the time. Finally got your book today. Dived into it as soon as it got out of work. Would like to attend. Yep, be there Thursday, Darth. Glad to see you in here. And Joshua again. Hi, Tom. I'm on the line waiting. Oh, okay, Joshua. Bear, let me get through Davis here, and then I'll jump to you, and we'll talk about that. So here's the deal in this little place here. I like it and I don't, okay? You guys, if you're ever in any of my classes or you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know something I say all the time. There is no bad real estate. There's just bad deals, right? Everything has a value, okay? It may not be perfect, but there's a value for an imperfect property, And so when I see a property like this, and okay, look, it's very limited. It's got 4 parking spots. See this? We're talking about this one right here. It has 4 parking spaces. Yeah. That's nothing. That wouldn't support a laundromat. There's no way. 4 people doing laundry. What are you going to make? $20 an hour? Well, it's terrible. So yeah, so it's a shit business. But the building is okay. And I don't mean the building is great. The building is junk. You can see the low ceilings. I mean, God, it doesn't even look like you have 8-foot height back here. That is really weird. Have you been inside the building? I mean, this thing doesn't. It looks like it's got a 7-foot ceiling in here or something. Yeah, I wish
it's like actually 8 foot. Yeah, around roughly 8 foot ceiling. 8 foot.
Yeah, I don't know. You look back here. Boy, it don't look like 8 foot to me. I mean.
Oh, it's apartment at the back. There's an apartment in the back, and then
this is an apartment.
It's a laundromat at the front.
Oh,
yeah, they have an apartment in the back.
Oh my God, that's what it is.
You see, like the door on the way on the right side. That's the door access to the apartment. No, on the right side.
No, I get it. Over here on the right. What is it? A duplex or what? A two unit? Is it a duplex or a four?
I have no idea.
It's probably a duplex.
No, they actually access from the front. They actually access from the front.
Yeah, so it's funny. This property gets worse by the minute. So look, you've got 2 units. You got 2 units in the back, okay, and you got 4 parking spots. So forget about a guy and 2 couples renting each side. They already take all the parking, and now you got a laundromat on top of it. Yeah, so this is would be a disgusting place to live, and you couldn't park your car without worrying about you couldn't see it, you couldn't protect it. It doesn't look like there's an alley in the back, not that I can see. Nope. So does it still have value? It definitely does. Not as apartments. I would just rip that thing out, gut it clean, and just make this what we call a white box. A white box is you basically just gut everything. I mean, this is common with all my properties, commercial offices, whatever. Just gut it, clean it, give it a white box. If there's certain improvements, if the floor looks good, tile or whatever it is, you can leave that. But the chances are the tenant that's going to come in that has a business intended for it, they're going to say, let's scrape this floor up. So now I'm going to back off just a little bit because you said it has the apartments in the back. This actually may just be a perfect massage parlor. And I'll tell you why. The parking, they don't require much parking at all. And because their patrons are usually maybe 4 at a time, maybe. And the workers usually, if they're Chinese massage, they take buses. They don't usually drive. Because I have several massage parlors too, that I rent to these businesses. So I would say this is a decent for a massage parlor. I don't even know, if they have massage spas or whatever in their area, and maybe this is the right neighborhood for that. But but I can tell you, I have several massage businesses that rent from me, and I'm trying to see if there's even one down here. You got a good-looking little center down the street, buddy. Yeah. So I'm not gonna talk to you about the numbers on this. I'll talk to you privately about it. If you want to sign up for the mentorship, just call in. Tomorrow, get in the webinar or go to Flip Anything USA, Davis. Flip Anything USA /apply. And then I'll talk to you, because the things I want to talk to you about, I don't think, I don't want to cause anybody to pick up the phone and try to take this away from you. Obviously people can see where it is, but this property here, I would gut the apartments or turn it into a massage parlor, and now you already have separate rooms, and you have shower facilities, which is important, and they like laundry. So a massage parlor would actually be absolutely perfect in here, because it has a laundry facility, and it has has bedrooms, rooms for the gals to work on you, and it has laundry and shower is huge. They got, because they do a lot of laundry, right? Sheets and all that sort of thing. So you got some good stuff here. Yeah. I don't know that there's a basement downstairs. You know if there's a basement downstairs?
Oh, I didn't have an access inside the building. Only right in the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It may or may not be. But anyways, I just want, for people to say on the outside, I just want to see, you look at this thing, it is a piece of crap. Looks like shit. The place right next to it also looks terrible. But this could be pure money. This could be a really good deal. And you think, what kind of business? Listen, there's a business for everybody. Even this looks like hell. This may be the perfect neighborhood for somebody else. And what I really like is everything on the street looks good and clean. This is the only dump. I mean, this looks old, but everything looks clean and neat. So what's nice is you fix this up, you're the last one to fix up. And so you get the benefit of that. So yeah, let's talk about that one tomorrow on the phone privately. I don't want to share it here because I think there might be some money here. But yeah, well, thanks for sharing, Davis. Let's call it quits, and let's me and you talk on the phone. Fill out the mentorship, and we can have a free phone call. What?
Yeah. So how do I sign up for that? Because I work tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Look. Go to flipanythingusa.com. Okay. Flipanythingusa.com. What can I do here? Go to flipanythingusa.com. And look at the top of the page, and it'll say webinar or mentorship. Okay, flipanythingusa.com /apply. Hit that. I'll put it in the chat real quick here.
Oh, apply for mentorship?
Yeah, somebody put it in there for me, would you? flipanythingusa.com /apply. APPLY.
I put it in for you.
Okay, I put it in the chat, and you go in there and fill that out, and then I have a free call with everybody. I'm happy to help. I mean, I don't really care about making money particularly. That's why I say no more than I say yes. But hey, thanks for calling. It was a good subject. Now let's get to I think it's Joshua. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Thank you. Yes. Bye-bye.
Okay. Hey, Joshua, you there? I think it's Joshua.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you well.
Okay, cool. How you doing, man?
Can't sleep. No, I'm good.
Yeah, no, me neither. I just have a couple questions, or maybe just one, but
sure.
I basically met you 2 years ago. I signed up for your mentorship program, and I paid in full everything.
Cool.
And I ended up I don't know if you want to call it procrastinating, or I started a chess business, and I did well. I made like over 200,000 the first year, 2023, which is great, but I had a gambling problem, so I lost a lot of it. And then this year I'm doing well, but now I'm realizing, like, in order to scale, I got to get into real estate, dude. I have like about maybe almost 100 grand saved. And I was going to ask you, because you said something funny yesterday on the video saying, oh, you can just buy a house and pay it off in 30 years and you'll have gray hair and you'll have a house paid off. Yeah. Or you can follow your plan and flip and then, make more money and maybe pay it off cash in 5 years or whatever, however long it takes.
Sure.
But my question was, like, are you sure it's not like saturated now? Because my friend is a real estate guy. He's a real good guy. He's amazing. He's helped my other friends get homes and good deals. But he said that right now it's a little tough because it's saturated and everybody's flipping now. All the people that got money are buying everything out. So I just wanted to, I'm just being honest with you, a little discouraged.
No, listen. There's more naysayers than anything, and a lot of people are naysayers just because they don't know. Listen, I had a grandfather, most sourest guy you'd ever talk to. You can't do that. You can't do that. Oh, don't do that. Everything was don't do it. There's so many reasons not to do it, and that was him. Okay, where my dad said, son, you can do anything, and my dad didn't have a lot of money, but he wasn't such a. My dad was a procrastinator, though. My dad was a procrastinator, but great guy, and he loved me, and he believed in me, and whatever. I believed every lie he said to me that I could do anything. But again, the world's your oyster out there, but it really is true. You can do anything, and as someone that I dropped out of high school, I was never dumb. I was always smart. I bought my first piece of real estate when I was 19. I was in way tougher times than this. Okay, way tougher times. 10% interest rates. Okay, it was very, very. Interest rates were high, and but it doesn't matter because it goes back to what I always say. It's just math. If everything's 10% interest, if you buy something right now, and with an 8% interest rate and it pencils and it does well, do it, buy it. That would probably be a good deal because when things do improve, that asset will go up in value very quickly because when the interest rate drops, the values go up. When interest rates go up, the values go down. They went up so quick this time that people got caught. Ben Mala got caught as bad as anybody, and I honestly think that's because if Ben just had 10 more years experience.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I like Ben.
Yeah, and Ben's been around 30 years, but I've been around 43 years doing this stuff. And if he'd have started when I did, he'd have much more respect and fear of the volatility of the rates and know that they can go up so high. But I think that's why he got burned, and I didn't, and my students didn't get burned either. But look, you got $100,000. Do you work? Do you have a job?
No, I told you I started a chess business. I work with children, kindergarten children, and I do well. Believe it or not, with the after school program.
Okay, so you're working.
I do about. Yeah, I'm working. I'm doing all right.
Okay. So look, this is what I'm going to talk to you like I talk to anybody. So, if you want to be interviewed,
real quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, my goal, just to be straight out there, is, and I know I'm going to hit it, whatever it is I do, is I want to make $2 to $4 million in the next 3 to 5 years, whether it's business, but I know it's real estate. By the way, all my friends are in crypto. They're in Bitcoin. They're all that. They're telling me this, gold, this. And I'm like, no. I go, bro, real estate has made more millionaires and rich people than all those industries combined.
Yeah, and there's no leverage anyways. Just so you know, there's no leverage in any stock, any of that Bitcoin stuff. Nobody makes as much money as I do on real estate from stocks. Nobody does. And my students have become millionaires in a year. I have students that become multimillionaires in 2 years, and you can see all these people, by the way. Go to flipanythingusa.com, and you can actually see these people. I
live in Torrance, by the way, in Los Angeles.
I know Torrance. Yep. I used to go there every year. I'd stay at Hermosa Beach.
Nice.
I know the place. Well, there were some good restaurants over in, what is it, Palos Verdes? Yeah.
Oh, a lot of good Japanese food here. So that is realistic, huh? Like $2 to $4 million, and your students.
Well,
I know. I'm not doubting you, but I'm saying
hang on. Okay, you told me that you were an alcoholic. You lost money. Those are big exceptions.
No. I'm clean. I'm clean now.
Well, you're clean now, but you can fall off the wagon.
It's been over a year.
Yeah, I got it. But you understand what I'm saying. That what I can honestly say, and I want to be clear with everybody because I'm honest. I just totally I would never do it any other way. So you go in here to my success page, and I'm on it right now for people that are watching, and you got guys made $2.5 million single deal. This guy's made $350,000. Regular old guy. Just actually, interviewed him today, and he and his wife together.
Wow.
They made 5 deals. They're up to about $350,000, $380,000. This gentleman, he's made over about $2 million. Steve's a great guy, really fun. Realtor in New York. He made 100. Family very excited and proud. Eric here in the middle here. He's made about $2 million now. He's been in the class, but he probably did that in the first 2 years. But he's been in the class for 3.5 years
Wow.
now. Ron here, over $4 million. Let's see, Rich here, he's flipped a couple properties this week. He's pushing $2 million in profits if he isn't there already. And, Chris about a millionaire, Liam a millionaire. This is all real stuff. These are, nobody has success like I do. Nobody. Compare me to Pace Morby, Chris Crone, whatever. There's so many guys, Clever Investor, whatever. None of these guys even come close. It's because they'll let anybody in their class, and they get gullible people. I don't accept gullible people. I don't accept stupid people. I don't accept immature people. I only get people that are sincerely interested in making money. And I would, the problem, I could take people's money all day and bring them in the class, but it would be like injecting third graders into a college course, and so so I don't do it. So what you got? Listen, I would say, that's some pretty aggressive plans. You want to make $2 million in 2 years. Okay, it's not the norm. It's not the average. I mean, I've got guys that have done it, but I don't know that you can do it. And you got to understand, there is a certain amount of luck. When I say luck, I don't mean everybody earns it, but I've been buying property every year for 43 years. And, once in a while I hit a grand slam. Once I bought a property for $200,000, it was worth $1 million. I held it a little bit. I sold it for $2.8 million. So it's $2.5 million, one property. I've got other properties I've made $1.5 million on, $100,000 on, there's all kinds of stuff out there.
Yeah. But not 2 years. I said 3 to 5 years.
Okay, that's totally doable. But you're starting with $100,000. So yeah, I would say you are a good candidate for the class, right? Good candidate for the class, because you got $100,000, but you really don't know what to do with that $100,000. And if you got somebody like me, and you got my class now, my class is super talented, and so you'll be in a community, not a community of gullible idiots like most of these places. You'll be in a community of sharp investors that are making money. Our people that are in there are serious about making money. Everybody's serious, and but for what you want to do. I would say for sure, and we're going to get back to the lawnmowers, I think, here before long. People are getting bored, but I think that what you're doing is the right thing. And how old did you say you were?
Oh man, I'm 45 already.
Okay, so look, you're 45. You're still young enough to make several $1 million before you want to. By the time you're 55, you could have multi-millions. That's for sure. I can't guarantee it because I don't know your capacity. You know what I mean? You could fall off the wagon. You could do different things. I don't know. But the fact is you have $100,000 and you have a decent job that is good. That means, you sound like you obviously you saved $100,000, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that means that when somebody tells me they saved $100,000, that already tells me you have a high degree of discipline that most people don't have, right? I mean, it's one thing to get, inherit $100,000. Yeah, you better be really careful. If you've inherited your money, call me, okay? We'll get you educated really quick, because a fool and his money are soon parted. People that get their inherited money lose it so fast. It's unbelievably how quickly they get parted from it.
Oh, yeah. But that's why I called in, because it was either going to down payment on a house and buy a house or flip stuff like you're saying.
Yeah, well, yeah. So what I would tell you to do is, we'll talk on the phone tomorrow, but fill out the apply. If you fill out the apply, I know who you are. We'll talk tomorrow. But what you need to do is, I think you sound like a really good candidate, because for not very much money, you can get in, be mentored by me in my class, have access to me when you get.
Oh, I paid already. Oh. I paid for it already.
Oh, that's right. You're out though. You dropped out, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago I paid in full. You gave me a good deal.
Yep.
And I appreciate that. And I just didn't follow through. I just got to log back in and do the $50 a month membership and all that.
Well, you're going to get penalized for being gone. Just so you know, once you opt out of paying the monthly, you get penalized coming back in.
Okay,
but we'll talk about it.
I get penalized with that. Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, but yeah, well, look, call me tomorrow and I'll help you through the issue you got either way for free. I don't care. I'm happy to talk to you. But anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I have your number. Good. Yeah, I got your number. All right, nice talking to you, man.
All right, you too, man. Take care. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyways, anybody else got anything they want to talk about? We got Ned talks. Tom knows what he's talking about. I'm in the course. Oh, okay, good, Ned. Good to see you in here. How much time each day do you spend on the course material? Oh, yeah, that's for you, Ned. Yeah, for me, I agree. Bitcoin is gambling. You know, I mean, I had guys I remember guys 20 years ago that worked for me. And I think they paid $5 a piece for these coins, and he had 10 or 20 coins. So he'd be a millionaire if he held on to them. But I remember him telling me about it, and I go, well, no thanks. I just had zero interest. Now, of course, had I known, yeah, sure, I'd buy 1,000 coins and forget that I have them, but I'd probably lose the combo, and I'd probably lose access to it anyways. But yeah, there's. Oh yeah, Russ just added for you, caller, that was just in here. Yeah, you need to get back into the class, but yeah, you're going to get penalized for the $49 a month that you haven't been paying for the last 2 years. But that's okay. Well, it's not an uncommon thing. People drop out for different reasons, and but you should be in there, and you got a chunk of money that you can turn into much more. So, look, anybody else? Any other questions? Thanks for bringing that up, Russ. By the way. Whatever's on your mind. I was talking about the I've got a robot just like the one you see behind me here. This thing is mowing my yard like a champ. It's unbelievable. That's not my yard, but it's mowing an acre, and it's like this. Similar, these are 3 different yards. It'll mow one area and then drive to the next, do it, and go to the next one. And it's a very, very cool thing. And then the other thing I was kind of showing off and talking to you guys about was this little device, which I just ordered today, which is a trailer mover. It allows you to it's kind of like what you use for airplanes. When guys park their airplanes, they'll usually hook up to something like this and pull it into the hangar. They can kind of turn it around, push it back in. And well, that's what this is, but it's just for tightly manipulating trailers. And I have a food park, a very large food park, maybe even the biggest one in Texas. I don't know. But when somebody needs to get out of there, it's a bitch because they got to get out. I'll just show you guys real quick. Let me give you a view real quick just so you can see, so you understand what we're talking about here. So like in my food park here, you can see the trailers. Okay, there's some back under these trees. There's a couple, actually there's more than this now. There's like 6 or 7 here, and then there's 14 over here, and then there's more over here. Well, when these guys have to get an inspection every year, and I don't let my trailer people, I don't let them do events. A lot of times I like to go out and do events, and they make money for a week or two. Now, I don't mind them doing it maybe once a year, so I really only like them trying to get in and out of here for the sake of getting their trailer inspected. So they leave in the morning, they come back at night, because it's kind of ugly when a trailer, it looks like something's missing, and there is something missing. There's a trailer missing. So like right now, somebody walks in here, they can look around, they can get food and all that sort of thing. But so the ideal part of this device that I just showed you right here is that right there. You can sit there and manipulate that thing, and you can move it around like a forklift, right? You guys know how a forklift can articulate so tightly and do so many things. And so that's the purpose, is to kind of get these things manipulated. In fact, I have a giant trailer going right there right now, but that's what that's for. And then, but I like here. I was talking about innovations and technology. Let me show you guys something. So this is something. I think I bought this back in. I bought it when I had I'm guessing I bought it when I had a cell phone. See, before a cell phone, I had a 2-way, like a Johnson. What do they call it? I can't remember. Like not a CB, but a Johnson. Whatever, it's some other frequency, handheld. And then they had one where I had a phone where you could get in. Well, what this does, if you can imagine, you take this, I can search for the phone number that I want. When I see the phone number, I know who it is and their name. And then you open this up, And the keypad, you can punch in, and so you put people's names in there with those numbers. And then, like, if you're going to make a phone call, you know, I don't have a phone. Actually, if I had a phone, you know, you take this device, and you can see there's like a speaker right here, and you push the button for the name of the person you want to talk to, hold that up to the phone, and where there's a dial tone, and it calls them, beep, 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 right? And so that was like a luxury device right there. I'd never seen one other than mine. You know, I bought this one. I've never seen one since, and obviously these wouldn't sell today because there's no value to it. But it's just kind of funny. Russ, let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, Russ is talking about 3D printed homes. I got a robot from Costco that mops. Yep. Actually, my sister just got one of those. Yeah, it's interesting. And you'll have to tell me about that. My sister loves it so far. Yeah, Michael, you can. We can look at your property for sale too if you like, Michael. Brandon wrote, "What percentage of your deals do you find on the MLS?" You know, I never did an exact breakdown. You know, I don't know. If I go over lifetime, it's probably less than half. If I go over the last 20 years, it's probably half. Okay, something like that. So we can take a look at 3D homes. You know, there's some interesting 3D homes. I saw a video the other day where you know, there was some automation in the way these guys built something 40 years ago, or maybe it was 50 years ago. That wasn't 3D, but it was very much similar to printing, like printing a home. Russ wrote, "I see that the technology and the robot that they used to print those homes are getting better." Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I've had. Oh God, what do we call them? I've had, you know, basically 3D printers. I had a 3D printer. I think I paid $45,000 for it, about the size of a refrigerator, and it was amazing. You know, but it was for printing prototypes, a different thing. One of the companies I own, and anyways, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic what they can do for prototyping. There's nothing like it. You know, you could print this gun. And then grab it and go, you know what, that handle is not quite right. And then you print another gun. And, you know, oh, that's perfect. You know what I mean? In other words, for designing the gun or, you know, for designing anything ergonomic, it's just the best thing in the world. And then, you know, the differences with the printers that you're talking about, these kinds of 3D printers, you can get, some are very brittle material. And like if you were going to make this case for the first time, there's some that print real fast and they're beautiful finish like glass, but they're too brittle. You can't get a screw in it to hold it. And then I bought PVC printers. PVC printer a little tougher. PVC printer is, you know, kind of more like the pipe that you for plumbing and everything else. And so you could actually thread it. You could put something together like that. But you know, they all have their different qualities. Also, the PVC was print slower. The other one that actually printed would have the infrared light, and whatever the composition of the chemicals were, it would harden very quickly and be very smooth. John Wong, that is none of your business. Michael, we'll take a look at that. Let's see. Oh, Melbourne. Oh, my gosh. All right, we'll take a look. Oh, Florida. Okay, I thought you were in Melbourne. I actually have a student in Australia, by the way. All right, so let's take a look at this one here. Okay, so what's the story with this property? Maybe you ought to call in, Michael, or whoever has this property. You see the phone number there. So I like its proximity to the beach. You know, now what I don't know is if this place got flooded out. I in all honesty, I got no interest myself. I wouldn't want to live in a property that, you know, potentially floods every 2 or 3 years from a damn storm or a hurricane. Melbourne Beach Market. Let's take a look at that. Oh, took us inside. Huh. Looks like a nice little community. I like the area that you're in. You should call in, Mike. It'd make it easier to talk about this stuff. So you got a little market down the street from you. I like that. I like that you're near the beach. It looks clean. So what's the story on this property? You know, there's always pizza near the beach. I guess there's pizza everywhere, but get your groom on. I guess that's a wedding store. I don't know. Oh no, that's a hair store, right? Oasis. All right, somebody's on here. Yeah, who we got on the phone?
Hello?
Yep. You're on the radio or whatever. Not on the radio. You're on YouTube. What's up?
Yeah, hey, Tom. How's it going?
Good. I like this little community.
Yeah, so that property,
this house you're going to sell?
yeah, it's 10 units. There's 9 residential units there.
Really?
6 studios. You got 2 1-bedrooms. You got 1 2-bedroom. And then you got a restaurant. You have an office. And you have a garage. And it's on 1.5 acres of land right on the ocean.
Okay, that's not the address I have here, though. 925 South Highway.
5925
All right, let's take
South Highway, A1A, Melbourne Beach.
Okay, 5925.
Right. South Highway. Highway, yeah. A1A,
Melbourne. Yep.
Melbourne Beach.
All right. I am not overly familiar with this area. Is this near Tampa Bay, or we're a ways away?
No, this is on the east coast of Florida.
I see.
That location there is about 1.5 hours east of Orlando.
Okay. You got a lot of private homes. It looks like mostly private homes alongside. Now, did you get
a
wiped?
lot of nice homes in the area.
Yeah. Did you get wiped out somewhat from the
No,
hurricane?
actually, that place has never flooded that I know of.
Wow.
Little interesting tidbit about that movie was actually about that property. It was actually in a movie called Stranger Than Paradise. I think it was made in 1984. It was like a B-flick film. And the people come down for vacation. But anyway, it's an old motel that what I do, the way I manage it is I put long-term tenants in there. And then I have a 2-bedroom on the 2nd floor. And I Airbnb that one out. That's like my nicest unit. It's about 1,400 square feet. And it overlooks the ocean. And then I have a Spanish restaurant downstairs of that unit as my restaurant tenant. But we're looking to sell it. It's an absolutely great property. If you know anything about Florida real estate, the price more than doubles every 10 years. We got that property back in, I think it was 09 or 010 for 1.75. And it's listed right now for 5.3. I think it's an absolute steal.
How much? 5.3 million?
Well, you have 1.5 acres of land there on the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a numbers guy. So what's the income on this thing?
Well, the income is about the gross income is around $200,000.
Okay, you're nowhere near 5 million then. Not even close.
No, the place definitely has a huge value add opportunity. If you upgrade all the apartments, definitely going to be a spectacular, like resort location. You could do weddings there. You could use the restaurant as a catering hall.
Yeah,
you could do any type of business in that restaurant because it's zoned for it. You can do any sort of business that you want in there.
Right. No,
So,
I appreciate
the idea.
the property looks cool. I mean, I like the property. To host the kind of venue you're talking about, you really need some parking. I don't see enough parking there to host a big venue. But to me,
You have about 36 spots.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got $200,000 gross income, what's your expenses off of that?
The cap rate is low. The cap rate is probably like a 2 right now.
Yeah, yeah,
In regards to the sales price, it's about a 2. But
Yeah.
we're probably getting about 120 net.
Okay, well, I mean, let's just say it's 120. So to me, it's worth about $1.5 million, based on that income. But it's a cool.
Yeah,
It's a nice
million,
property.
$1.5 million is $1.5 million is located in inland, but obviously the value of the property is the location.
I'm not arguing the location, but I mean, this might be a perfect. Let me put it this way: if I wanted to live there, I'm the value of this. It's not a great commercial property where it's located. It could be a great little hotel. I don't know what a lot of people when they go to something like this, you have your restaurant there. That's convenient. But it's really not like in the middle of, where you have a choice between a couple of different bars and a couple of different restaurants. When you got kids and stuff, you want to go get them an ice cream here. Myself, I want to walk to the liquor store and get a nice bottle of wine or something. So it's not super well located in having those kind of conveniences. I mean, you might have something here. What's this across the street? This little place? Oh, it's another
I'm
apartment.
not looking at the video right now, but they're building a new home across the street.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I think it's a nice sleepy place for having a family. But it's party central is where you make the money. You know what I mean? Where you can have a bar and you can have stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see it. I don't see your $5 million. But again, I mean, what do the houses sell for around there? And I mean, for me, it's like I'd like to scrape that.
Oh yeah, multi-million-dollar houses, multi-million because they're on the coast.
Sure.
And that's actually pretty affordable when it comes to Florida. I mean, if you go down to Miami, I wouldn't have no idea how much this would be. I mean, we're just talking about party central, but
yeah, well, it's money. It's where the money is. It's where the customers are.
Right. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like if you had somebody in there that came in, upgraded all the units, made it entirely like an Airbnb.
Why don't you do that?
I don't see why there's no reason.
Why don't you do that?
Well, that's the thing. We're thinking about doing that now because it's been on the market almost a year.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't sell probably by May.
What did you pay for it?
1.75.
Okay. And how long ago did you buy it?
Back in like 2010.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that based on the income, that's not too far off from what I was suggesting. And the income hasn't probably changed much. I don't know how much has changed since 2010. But, whatever compelled you to buy it and hold it for 10 years and it didn't make money all that time, I would say it was a poor investment, unless you can actually get that kind of money for the dirt. But, the whole thing, the way I buy is whatever I buy, I can sell it for more that same day. You know what I mean? In other words, it's a deal. When I buy it, it's like I'm worried about somebody interfering with me before I close it because everything I buy, everything my students buy, we look for, we have a high standard for making profit. So, you can be busy looking at shitty deals forever. And then you can buy one of them, and now your income's tied up, and it's not going to do anything. It's just going to wither. So you have to be smart with your money, and you have to know how to invest. By the way, if you just got here, please hit that subscribe, hit that like button. This is not a normal. This is kind of an off-topic night. Normally, I'm more like, boom, boom, boom. Let's talk about real estate. Real estate. But it always ends up in real estate, like it is here. But so. Again, if you want to be, I don't advise anybody, unless you're rich, don't speculate. You can't afford it. You just can't afford it. You can't afford the downside. People that buy with blue sky, we call it. Oh yeah, it'll be great. Oh, you can fix up. Yeah, just redo the units and you'll make a pile. The bottom line is it's just math. You can figure this stuff out. You said you had 12 units here, and I mean
10.
10 units. Okay, sorry, 10 units. You got a little restaurant.
10 units, an office, and a garage, yeah.
Yeah, and tell me about the restaurant. What kind of rent you get out of that?
Well, I leave about $3,800 a month.
3,800. Well, okay. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
And is it the building on the left
Yeah.
or the right?
So when you pull into the property on the immediate right, on the lower floor, that's where the restaurant is. It fits about total about 100 people with inside, and there's a back patio, and then there's like a front patio. That's about 1,400 square feet inside. And then immediately above the restaurant is the 2-bedroom, which overlooks the ocean. That's 1,400 square feet. And then you'll see that right on the right-handed side of the building, there's a row of apartments. Those are all studios. There's 6 of those. And then there's a building across there. There's 2 1-bedrooms in that building. That's my office, and then there's a garage.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fine property, but just on the surface, like I say, sometimes you get in something like that.
What do you think it would sell for realistically? If say I'm saying I'm just trying to get this property off my hands and I want to sell it. If you were in my shoes, what would you list it for?
Well, I can't tell you that quickly, but what I can tell you is based on the income, it's worth like $1.2 million based on the income, right? And then, as far as what the potential is, I don't see it. In other words, if I saw, beach places and activity and like a big hotel near you, in other words, if there's a 20-story hotel, 300-400 rooms,
we have a place next to us. You can see it. It's a few locations down, a few properties down. It's a 12-unit place. They do pretty well. They run an Airbnb there.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you, man, that's a hotel. I don't want to be in a 12-unit hotel business. I don't. Yeah, I'm just telling you. I mean, for me as an investor, all I'm concerned with is, am I going to keep it full? And no, because you have a hotel here, kind of, basically like a hotel, a little better than a hotel in as much as you let people stay for longer times, which is not great. Anybody who wants to live in efficiency is, they should have lofty.
Actually, they're pretty good tenants. I don't have any complaints.
I know, whatever. I don't want to knock the tenants either, but the point is, it looks like a nightmare. It looks like a nightmare. It looks like I just don't want to have that many tenants on top of each other. They're not even good for the restaurant. You know what I mean? These guys, one guy goes outside and smokes a cigarette and 3 of his neighbors can smell it. There's a lot of stuff that I don't like about that. Now, I like the property, I like it, but I think it'd be a great home. I think if you had an apartment building, that'd probably be the thing I'd do. Is if I don't know what the limitations are, but I'd find out. I would have to get that approved. Yeah, if I could add on. Yeah, if I could put a 30-unit apartment or maybe a 40-unit apartment, have underground, maybe even a parking garage on part of it, or just at least get a floor of parking underneath the main building to expand the parking lot. But again, I'm not going to do that shit. I'm sick of building. I've built a lot of stuff in my time, but I don't really care about building anymore. It's just not worth it. It's a headache. Yeah. Well, it's just harder than it used to be. In fact, I've got a video to share with you guys, by the way, and it's kind of goes to that a little bit of that pain in the ass stuff. Not too bad. But let me show you. Yeah. Let me grab a file here. Okay, yeah, so I just had this property. Oh, that's weird. Let me see what that's going to do. I'll show you guys this. This is, oh, that's a short video. That's when we finished up near the end of the day. Let me show you something. Yeah. All right. So this is a property. I'm just called for final on this. Okay, this is just a 725 square foot addition I put on one of my properties that I own. And, this is a good looking little, house, really nice neighborhood. But we'll talk about this. This is picking up. Just go ahead and watch this, everybody. All right. So, ready, set? Hey, Tom here, Flip Anything USA. So I'm finishing up this remodel. You can take a look around here. We got a deck. And what I did is I added 725 square feet, added in a living room, expanded living room in this home. And then off the back, we got a fireplace, and we got this patio you see here. Well, you have setbacks for easements. Easements for like overhead lines, or sometimes they're underground lines. But the utility companies have these all over properties everywhere. So when I built this, I knew I might be pushing it. I wanted a bigger deck area, but I knew that this was encroaching slightly into the easement. I thought it wasn't a big deal. Well, they caught it. The inspector said, yeah, we got to take it off. So it's an easy fix. So what we're doing today. So there's an alternative fix there is you get a waiver. Can I have this? Can I have this? And it's a joke because this easement is really for overhead, so there's no reason. It's still flat. It's out of the way. But this is kind of the stuff you run into. And I liked the inspector, and it was a pleasant experience. But the survey caught that it was encroaching in there. It's a 3 foot off the fence. And so I said, don't worry. I said, so what I told him I'd do is I'd just cut this corner off, and I cut the corner off, plus you'll see, and that'll explain in a minute, but I'm going to cut the corner off, and then the surveyors will be out here in a day or two, and they'll just come out there and drop their pole on it, go, okay, and then they'll reprint the survey and show that in fact, I can show you some stuff with you too, maybe. It's just, and then I cut an extra inch to keep it out of there. So let's watch the rest of this, and I'll take any questions. What they have you do is when you're done, they like you to have a survey to show the points and the corners of the house and the addition that you did to make sure this doesn't happen. But no big deal. So what I did, let me punch this in real quick. I had the surveyor, you can take a look, I've got a survey of this whole project, but I had him bear it down to just this little corner. And I said, show me exactly what I need to cut off to get this little corner out of the easement. That black. So what you're seeing is that's just a little zoom in of the survey that I had done. But basically it shows that I wrote the surveyor and I said, hey, just pull up the CAD file and tell me how far I have to get back, rather than meet him out here and have him tell me, because so he just told me, he sent me the image that you see there, and it basically shows that I got to go 21 inches one way and, 18 inches the other. Cut that, and you can see, if you see real quick here, you can kind of see it. It's headed in earlier. It's a little closer here. See that? 1.75 inches one way. There, that looks better, and 1.47 the other way. So let's get this little corner out of the easement. That black line represents basically the fence or the property line. And you can see this 13'6". That's the setback to the building itself. This corner here, this is that 13'6" to there, which is more than 3.5. It's 10-foot setback for the property itself. So super simple. So we take 1.47 times 12, which is roughly 17 5/8, and 1.75 times 12, which gets us about 21. We mark those marks. We put this mark you see here, but we're going to take it. All right, we'll speed it up a little bit here. So they snapped the line anyways, and so now you can see we added an inch. You can't see it. It's not very good. I don't think you guys get as good a shot, but basically I paralleled the line another inch and took it out. And anyway, so we'll,
Hey, get my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate.
get my book. I see I'm reminding myself, hey, if you just got here, get my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. It can make you $1 million like it has many people already. Let's get out of this, and I'll show you something else. And anybody got any questions, you just go ahead. And then the follow-up on this, let's see. Looking something. All right. They were way ahead of me. We already got this one cut. We're a good inch out of the easement. I want to make it tight as possible. And now we're doing the same over here. Yeah, I had this other there was a little slab just down the ways from it. And technically it was in the easement. Now, they probably don't even care or concern, but just in an abundance of caution, I'd say, yeah, go ahead and clip that one too. You never know. Sometimes cities can be kind of nitpicky. Take a couple pictures, update the survey, and we're final. All right. So anyways, just shared that with you. So Russ actually sounds like he's getting to find out some of the fun with dealing with the city. I know he's already had some experience. He said, by the way, city making me pay almost $6,000 per water meter on a remodel if the last two buildings, or if the last two buildings. I got trying to get them to reinstall meters without the fee because they used to be there before. Yeah. Hopefully you get it. You know, I had a properties I was buying. I bought like 60 or 70 of them, and it was an outrage at the beginning because the water meter hookup. I mean, the valve was there. That was just for them to put that little brass meter on there. It was $2,500 a piece. That was back in 1985, right? And by 1990, $10,000 per meter. So, anyways, sorry you're having to deal with that. But anybody got anything they want to talk about real estate? We'll jump around the globe, go anywhere you want. I appreciate you guys calling in and sharing your properties and letting us take a look. Those of you that are interested in real estate, I've made tens of millions of dollars in real estate. I've been investing since I was 19 years old. I got the best and brightest people in my class. Some of them are in here right now. You can even ask them questions. I got you, Russ. Russ is a young guy, 30 years old, 4 kids, and he's a multimillionaire. And he was already doing pretty good before he met me, but he's doing much better now. And he owns commercial properties, and that's what his goal was, and that's kind of where, that's been the emphasis, and he's hitting his goals now. So it's pretty cool. Any questions you got, commercial, whatever, anything you want to talk about, just have at it. I will be calling it quits because I think I may fall asleep. I am starting to feel the gummies that I took, so they just make you tired. But I'm not quite there yet. So somebody either call in or give me an address or give me something to talk about, or I can fake it here, but whatever. Or I can go to sleep. Let me see. I'm seeing what else I have in the library here. Yeah, I had a lot of cool stuff. I actually interviewed one of my students today, Shane, and he can't even believe the money he's made. He's so happy, and such a great guy too. But last night when I was on here, I was kind of talking about motivation, and it's just so important to stay focused. I was kind of going back and grabbing and quoting on some Jim Rohn, which I'm a big fan of, and if you need motivation, I really urge you to watch Jim Rohn. Can real estate newbies accurately assess the cost of remodel? It seems like calculated mistakes can be very expensive. Yeah, so Eric, the answer is yes, for sure they can, with supervision. Meaning, and that's one of the things I do in my my mentorship, and I'll just show you somebody in the class, a great guy, family guy, right here, Herb right here, in New York, real estate agent, and he'd tell you, you know, I'm getting tired of watching everybody else make the money. I want to make some money myself. And that's why he got in the class. He got in the mentorship. And this guy's been a real estate agent for a long time. And he wanted to do the value add. He wanted to go through the experience of actually, you know, making something better. And so I said, okay. And so, you know, he got a property, got it tied up. He was getting it for like 200 and something. It was worth about 400 and something. And so, you know, took a look and, you know, advised him on, hey, yeah, replace the siding, and, you know, change out the floors, and, you know, okay, you need a cabinet guy, and, you know, made him aware of all the expenses. Because, Eric, you have to know how to bid. In other words, the hard way for you is it's not that easy just to know what things cost unless you're constantly buying. Like I buy materials, I buy stuff all the time. And actually, I don't even buy it anymore. Guys that work for me buy it. And I look at the bills and I'll say, shit, why is it so much? And they go, oh, fucking, you know, 2x4s are $7 now, or, you know, or whatever the case is. And I'm like, oh, gee, what's going on? You know, all that shit went way, way up. It's gone back down some. So you have to, who do I have on the phone now? Do I have anybody on here right now? I got somebody. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were on there, caller. Call back if you want. And I'll take your call. But again, you know, right here, this is a gentleman that did that. That's exactly what he did. Is he went through the whole process and he made $104,000, and he's a happy guy. And sorry, whoever that caller was that just called in, I didn't mean to miss your call. But if anybody else wants to call in, please do. Yeah, it's funny because I see somebody, Russ wrote 30 cap. You know, look, we all shoot, we all shoot for as high a cap rate as we can. And, you know, you can make some home runs actually, and that is a home run, and actually Russ did do that. Yeah, let me take this call real quick, and then Eric, give me 1 sec. Hey, caller, what's up?
Hey, Tom. Frank here. How's it going?
Good. Hey, Frank, let me just address something real quick for 1 second. Eric wrote, can you speak more on real estate lines of credit? Nah, okay, yeah, well, we'll see. I'll take this call from Frank, and this is going to go wherever this goes, and we'll come back to that one. Yeah, go ahead, Frank. Thanks for calling.
So I got a simple question. I have some rental properties in Las Vegas and South Carolina, and I've been kind of keeping my powder dry and not buying anything.
How many properties did you say?
On your thoughts. Nah, just 2 rental properties here in Las Vegas and two rental properties in South Carolina. Just single family residential, nothing big. So my question is I've been keeping my powder dry for the last couple of years, and I was wondering, you got to start over. What state would you go for now if when prices start to drop?
I'd start wherever my
Anywhere?
I'd start wherever my kids are. Wherever my kids are, I like being near my kids. Yeah, that would be my criteria. I want to be where my family is. You can make money anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking more towards the red states, more for landlord rights.
Yeah, listen, I'm in a red state, and I'm in the middle of a blue dot in a red state. But, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're at. You can make money absolutely anywhere you're at. And you just have to...
I'm in both blue dots. Yeah, I like blue dots. Blue dots make money.
Well, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, they do. But I'm just saying, anywhere. You can be out in a slum. You can be out in the suburbs where, got a bunch of trailer trash and people that are unemployed. I bought properties and, where, beautiful, beautiful properties, but in an area where it's loggers, and a lot of people don't realize some of the logging areas, these guys don't work in the winter, some of them, and they're kind of like, and I'm not saying this everybody out there, I want to be clear, I don't want to offend anybody, but you just have you have drugs and alcohol, through the winter months, and it's just kind of gross, right? It's just kind of like what you would imagine,
Okay, so when the deals start coming back again, maybe there might be
the deals are always here. I just closed a house today. I sold one today, and I made $140,000, something like that. I closed one last week, and that one I only bought a month ago, and I made at least $60,000, something like that on that one. So yeah, it doesn't matter. You just have to know what you're doing.
Shared money makes no money, right?
Well, you have to know what you're
shared
doing.
money makes no money.
Yeah, like you've got, like I can tell you, I was watching Thatch win. I just did a video on him. He's not an investor like me at all. He believes in buy and hold and hang on to it forever, and I don't believe that. It's crazy because you make so much more money if you buy something under market, or even if you held it long enough that it actually went up in value. You want to take that capital because you can reinvest it and make more. And that's what you do. You reinvest, make more and more and more and more and more. And then when you got an excessive amount of cash, then you go buy something that makes sense, like a commercial building, and it could be, industrial building, office building, something that is low maintenance and decent income. And that's what you want. The houses are great for flipping and making money. I do it all the time. But my assets that I hold.
That's good to know. So,
what's that?
So your timing is now. Your timing is now.
It's forever and now. Yeah, it's forever and now.
Forever and now.
It's forever and now. And it's never ending. It's just, you never stop. I mean, I can show you. Yeah, I can show you. I can show you the property I just sold. Like I say, I just bought it for $320, and I sold it for $399. I was going to hold out and sell it for about $450, but I thought, you know what? I want to get some money together and just knock it out. So I took a profit. You never get hurt taking a profit. That's something I tell my students all the time. Never feel bad if you leave money on the table for the next guy. Main thing is if you make money that's decent, you get that cash in your hands, you can do something with it and just keep, redoubling it or tripling it or whatever you want.
How long did you hold on to that property for?
Which one?
The one that you sold for $390.
Oh yeah, I'll show you. It's a good question, and I don't like to ever be shy on details. So let me go to Redfin or Zillow.
It was a flip. You pretty much bought it, flipped it.
Yeah.
Okay. I've just been sitting on the sidelines for so long, and I'm ready to do something. But I just
how much money do you have
out there? 300.
Oh, you have 300 cash?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have my book? Do you have my book? Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate.
No, I don't.
Well, listen. Order my book, and you'll like it. And if you do like it, then what you do is go to the webinar. Just go to my webinar Thursday. Listen, it's a no-brainer. Listen, how old are you?
45.
Okay, look, you're 45 years old. You got 2 rentals, I assume, near you, and another 2 that are far away from you, correct?
Right.
Okay. Those are not good assets to hold. These you should, and I'll talk to you more about it, but yeah, I would dump for sure the 2 that are furthest away from you and get that money.
It paid off, so they're not hurting me.
Listen, it doesn't matter if it's paid off. What's your cap rate?
I don't even know my cap rate. They're just rental properties that I make money on. Market rent.
I understand. You need to be more attentive to what your properties make, though. You follow me? In other words, you're comfortable because you make decent money, obviously. You've made some good investments, or at least you can afford to buy these houses and hold on to them. But you're not really looking at money as a tool. You know what I mean? You just kind of go, they're paid for. I don't care. I don't look at it that way. I mean, what did you put down to buy the property that you have? How much money?
I always do 20%.
Okay, so you put 20% down, and now these houses are paid off. So you held them for what, 15 years?
Yep, exactly. 15 years.
Yeah. Okay. And so I like that you kind of had a fast rate of payoff. That shows a discipline. That's all good stuff. That's stuff that I look for in a student, by the way. But you have these assets that you put 20% down, and what are they worth compared to what you paid for?
Triple.
Okay. So when did they triple? I don't think it was.
Oh, well, you got
in other words,
the inflation boom.
Yeah, there was
help.
Yeah, of course. So when you have when things shoot up like that, if you want to get rid of it, that's probably the time to get rid of it. But the way you got to understand, everything I buy is far under market. In other words, like I say, this house that you see on the screen, let me take this off. This is the house, I just bought this house. See the rate here? It says we estimate the sales price from $388 to $461. Okay, that's what it was at. They estimated it being $461. Well, then I bought it for $320, and I was going to sell it for $340. I'm sorry, $440. But I got a little impatient. I said, I want to dump it. And so I have a thing. There's a chapter in my book, and get my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate, remind you guys, it's called Leapfrogging. And that's where you jump ahead of a declining market. And we're in a declining market here. And so I jumped ahead and to 400, and I sold it for 400 instead of slowly getting to 400. I just did it now. In 3 months, it's going to be that amount anyways. So again, and then with that cash, so think about this. I made $60,000 with $320,000 in 3 weeks. Just call it a month, right? That's what you can be doing.
Right. And I'm making $1,000 a month in a 5% T-bill.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If you can, you know what I mean? In other words, and I don't, that's not even a lot pro rata. That's not a lot. If you buy stuff under 100,000, there's so many times I bought lots for $10,000, sold them for 30, bought a property for 40,000, sold it for 110. Lots are, land is, you can play that game. Even with cheaper properties in general, you usually find opportunities where you can double your money. But when you start getting into this area, whatever, you'll make 30% on your money day one. Russ just commented, market is starting to pick up in Portland, especially after the election.
I'll let you get to other callers.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, and I'll look forward to your webinar.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing you in there. And what you should do is order the book, and like I say, sign up for the webinar, and we'll be in touch. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, keep up the good work.
Thank you. Take care. All right. Russ, homes that were sitting for a while are now pending sold. Yeah, I definitely believe the confidence is coming back. And so we talk about this in class too. Just because the president's changed, we're under way better management. Obviously, there's much greater confidence in the country. Stock market soared. Countries are, Mexico is starting to, they realize we better kiss ass. Canada too. They've been screwing us how they have been, and Trump's letting them know we're not taking it anymore. And so that's a big plus for us, right? And so with that comes confidence. It's like we're under new management, and we already know that the new manager has a track record of managing well because we saw what he did when he was president. And so that's, I can see that bringing in the confidence, even, for me, certainly I feel that way. I'm working on a building right now. I'm working on purchasing a building right now. And I feel better about paying a little bit more for it now that I know, the next 4 years is going to be handled well. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to have a great 4 years, because the amount of damage that the previous, administration has done is horrific, what they've done to this country. And let's talk about that for a second. You guys realize that, we got 20 million new people living in this country, and, from all over, from like 300 countries, and most of them are unskilled. The skills that they have are the ones that'll take away work from contractors and service industry, food business, that sort of thing. These millions of immigrants have come in, and they've gotten huge benefits. Many of them get a $10,000 check, depending on what state they land in, and so and a place to live. And so a lot of them are living free. They got cash, but what starts to happen is after a year, 18 months, they're not getting the free money that they got for coming in, right? Everybody was lured in here. So they go to work. So now what do? They go to work. Maybe they open up a food trailer, because I have food parks. Maybe they start being a carpenter or a painter, and then they'll paint for much less than the guy that's been doing it there for 20 years, and so it starts to hurt that guy, and so the wages go down. Even the competition between builders goes up and painters goes up. So what happens is they have to, they're bidding. That's how it works. When you're a contractor and you need work, you start cutting your price because you want to get the job, and then everybody starts doing it, and then it just gets to being like you're working for wages sometimes. When you're a contractor, that's what happens, and so it brings down the wages. Okay, now these people are in the workforce. They're here. They need a place to live. Now they're competing for the rentals that are on the market. And so what do you think happens when you're a landlord and you get 5 calls on your house that you just put up for sale? You realize, maybe instead of $2,000, I can get $2,200 or $2,500. And then so you throw it up for $2,500 and you get less calls, but somebody still takes it because the competition for houses is real. And so you're going to have more and more competition for houses coming in the next couple of years. Now, how that for tenancy, for renting, it's probably pretty good on the houses. So the rates will keep going up. Now, that will correct. Hopefully, we'll get a lot of the people that are here illegally out of here, and that will help. But man, it's hard. 20 million people walking in is easy. Dragging 5 million people out is very, very tough. And so, but the good thing is all the other changes that you'll see that'll come out of Trump, and that is he believes in building jobs through prosperity in the private sector. So, in other words, it'll be, whatever, building, it'll be, drilling for oil, those people that get that, rebuilding roads and, that sort of thing that'll just bring about, but more private business driven, and like I say, that'll keep us rich, and come back much more quickly. But if we just simply create, 80,000 new IRS jobs, which is Biden, that was 1/4 of the jobs he created were IRS, and that's not creating a job, that's creating a huge debt burden for all of us, because they're on the government dole, and so, but now you got the DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, you got Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, and these guys are out to just cut. They say we got buildings that are 92% empty because the workers aren't there and there's no accountability. So you got, maybe 100,000 people getting paid for doing nothing. So we have the new management is going to be quite good. But anyways, so Russ, you got anything else? Oh yeah, Trump trying to get Canada to become. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about that. I got a kick out of that. Trudeau came. Trudeau's been horrible, running his own country, just running it into the ground. He's just like the same people that we've had here running our country into the ground. But if you didn't hear it, somebody that did overhear Trump and Trudeau talking is. Trudeau told me, he says, hey, you can't, if you raise tariffs 25% on us, it's just going to kill us. It's just going to wipe us out. And Trump said, well, maybe what we need to do is we'll make Canada our 51st state, and you can be the governor. So it's a total insult. But the guy's been just horrible. Guys, there's so much of this woke shit that is finally on fire and about to burn up and disappear, and you can see everybody's kind of running from it that embraced it because they realize, it ain't going to trend no more with whoever the hell it did trend with. I don't know. But, hey, I think I'll call it quits, everybody, but thanks for hanging out, and we'll do it again. I kind of actually enjoy doing these nights a little bit, even though it's way off topic, but it's fun to talk about the things that we have, and so... Anybody here, once again, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notifications, and when I can't sleep, you'll know it. But generally, there's always something out. I've got a new video out on Ken McElroy. Those of you that are real estaters that know him, I like Ken. Seems like a good, decent guy. A different perspective, different way of getting there. His relies a little bit more on other people. I like to tend to just be a one-man show, lean on myself. That's what I teach my students as well. And because you got to keep all the profit, you make all the decisions, and you hold the reins, right? You hold the reins. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and we will see y'all later. You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, flipanythingusa.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face-to-face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years.